We are very pleased to be joined by Dan Billingsley and Baxter. Welcome, Baxter. Dan is the social media coordinator for the Defeat Depression Walk, Run, Roll, which is the third annual in 2021. Dan, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Clark. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the national campaign. It's the 10th year of this happening, and that just goes to show how far we have come in the conversation of mental health, being comfortable to talk about depression, anxiety, and other mood disorders. And the North Bay Committee is really looking to continue success locally with the national movement.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's run by Mood Disorders Canada. You know, they're a nonprofit organization that has really spearheaded such a great event. I mean, we're lucky here in North Bay, so we're doing our third annual now. So the first year, obviously, we got to do in person, which was awesome. Last year, unfortunately, because of COVID, we moved to a virtual event. So this year, being our third event, we're going virtual again. But you know, we kind of learned some tricks and some tips last year. So this year, we're gonna make it even bigger and better. Knowing the limitations and being able to use the virtual aspect to our advantage now.
$25,000 is fundraising goal. 75% has been raised already.
We're getting there.
So what has happened to get a head start on the fundraising?
So we actually have a really proactive committee. You know, I might be the one who gets to do some of the media interviews, and I do a lot of the social media. But we have some really hardworking committee members who are all volunteer, by the way, who do a lot of the fundraising in the area. And rather than kind of just doing it, you know, leading up to the event, we actually do it all year long. And being in a community like North Bay, we have so many great local businesses and business owners that donate to us regularly.
Now, I have had the pleasure of knowing Dan for several years. However, what he shares next, I was unaware of. The display of courage is sure to inspire many in the community to take action and defeat depression.
16 years ago, my family was touched. My father actually committed suicide. And, you know, it was one of those things that you kind of put everything in perspective. You really start to learn, you know, what's really important. So, you know, family's always been number one for me, and you know, helping other individuals has been a very close second. So I think, you know, once I was able to kind of navigate my way through that, which I've had some great support with some awesome family and great, you know, friends over the years. So now that I've kind of been able to, you know, put those, you know, put those feelings aside, and I can kind of focus that energy on helping others. It's been a very driving force to try and, you know, provide support and information to anybody who might be struggling.
A committee member and a major cheerleader for this cause, Mark Caldwell, he lost his father to suicide. So I can only imagine that there would be that connection there where you can share similar feelings, similar experiences, and use that as fuel to help others.
Yeah, and I mean, now that you mentioned that, so Mark and I have always, you know, that's one of those connections that we've had. And you know, when we mentioned earlier at the beginning of the interview, our goal is $25,000. We're 3/4 of the way there, almost all of that. So a great portion of that is because of the all the great work that Mark does and the advocating he does, you know, on behalf of the group to try and raise donations. So he's been an inspiration to everybody involved, I think.
The day of the virtual event is Saturday, May 29th. We will have more information leading up to this virtual Defeat Depression event. Reporting for Cogeco News, I'm Clark Heipel.